I moved Ohio State to number 1. They were dominant against Rutgers. They won 49-10. It's the 9th straight time that they've dropped 49 or more on Rutgers. Yikes. But also Rutgers started the season 3-0. Really good win against Boston College. And that defense is coming into its own, right? The defense is not the liability that it has seemed to be in years past. You'll see at the end of the game, there's a kerfuffle where we got Greg Schiano absolutely finger pointing at Ryan Day in the post-game handshake. What had happened was Aaron Cruikshanks decided, I'm going to run a fake that nobody called. Ran a fake, postured at the sideline at Rutgers. He got ejected, and then Greg Schiano took some offense to all of that, thinking that, that was the play call, but Ryan Day's like, nah, he freelanced that one. But also, get your hand out my face. And then later, hey, no hard feelings. He's defending his sideline. He's defending his team. We'll keep it moving from there. But it's great content. Other team that we got to talk about is Georgia dropping to 3. For 2 straight weeks, Georgia hadn't looked dominant. That was the whole point of them being number 1, because you remember I started Alabama at number 1 like everybody else. And Alabama's looked, dare I say it, vulnerable, but not so vulnerable as to not be the number 2 team in the country, right? That Arkansas game showed a lot. That Texas game showed a lot. They've been challenged, and they have stood up to those challenges. I feel like if you would have put Tennessee next to Georgia on Saturday night, Tennessee walks away with a W, where Missouri barely walks away with a 4-point loss, okay? Whatever's going on in Athens, ain't too many the SEC's hard go get it done, Kirby. That's just not what it's going to be. They expect the building of a dynasty, okay? That's what it's going to have to be. I'm looking forward to the SEC East and how this goes, because they still got to play 3 teams that are good, man. Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida. Woo! I'm looking forward to this. All right. UCLA comes in at number 14 in my rankings, at number 18 in the AP Top 25. UCLA had a dominant win against Washington. They went 42-30. They're 5-0. It was a team that seemed easy to dismiss because they damn near fumbled the bag and it became the latest contestant on Money in the Bag, which I would like to say it's a sponsor segment now, because that's how we do over here at the number 1 college football show. But also, UCLA was down to South Alabama in Pasadena in front of a very empty stadium. So I was like, all right, cool. They play somebody, I'll pay attention. They played somebody. They played what was considered the number 15 team in the country in Washington. And me not having them in my tiers, all of a sudden the Washington fans had things to say. Say them now. Please go back and read your mentions. Let me know. Where is Washington? Because last I checked, it's in Seattle. Okay? Meanwhile, Big Ten going to be pretty strong here next year. UCLA undefeated 5-0. USC undefeated 5-0. Yikes, Pac-12. All right. Also in here, Kansas is ranked. All right. One of the things that happens on this show is I say something, and not unlike Gus Johnson giving somebody a cool-ass nickname like Hollywood Brown or Chuck Sizzle. And I'm the person over here saying, expand the playoff, you cowards. But first it was rank X, you cowards. Some years it's Arkansas, who ends up being a good football team. This year it's Kansas. So now I got rank Kansas, you cowards. Billboards around, T-shirts around. Ain't nobody calling me up. Ain't nobody calling me up say, hey, number 1 college football show, Fox Sports, we appreciate what y'all are doing to get the word out that we're being slept on by saying rank and then calling somebody a coward, because then they got to man up. Okay? That's all. That's all I'm saying. You got to man up and you got to say that out loud. They manned up. And they ranked the Kansas Jayhawks. I'm excited about this. It was a nasty game. It was a nasty win, but you know what? You're going to have to get some nasty wins if you want to get to 10, 11, maybe even 12 wins. Shout out to Kansas Jayhawks sitting there at number 19 in my ranking and in the AP ranking. But that ain't what y'all want to talk about, I'm sure. I'm sure it's something else. I haven't checked the mentions on the social about my top 25, so I've been flying. All right, Alabama reclaimed the number 1 spot in Associated Press's top in the AP top 25, and I'm going, for what, for why, for who? If you lose, if you barely beat Texas 2019, and we all figured out Texas is not as good as, say, Michigan, Clemson, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, Penn State, USC, pick one. I got a problem with that. because we all thought that Notre Dame was good. They had a number next to their name, you know. And all Ohio State has done since then is stomp a mud hole and people then walk it dry. I choose to take exception to that, but you know what? If you're in the top 3, you get to play for the college football playoff national championship, and I would very much watch Ohio State play Alabama right now. Give me that 1-3 matchup because I think the Buckeyes are walking away with a W. Thank you for watching the #1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.